Yeah, would that work?
Hey, real estate investors. Grant Cardone here. I'm out on a property right now showing you how I buy this
Thank you so much.
Maybe running into me for the first time. This is what I do on my weekends. This is my side hustle. Actually, it started as my third company 25 years ago, and I've always loved real estate, probably like you if you're watching this. I'm looking at a property right here in Aventura today where I live in Miami. And it started by me wanting to take the money from my first two companies and start getting some passive flows of income. If you're anything like me, maybe you were taught by your parents, hey, get in real estate, create passive flows of income. Maybe you read Kiyosaki's book. So I've read a book called Build an Empire, Real Estate Empire years ago. Don't even think I finished the book, but the empire part caught my attention. So what I do is, over the last 25 years, from a lot of mistakes, I've learned how to buy real estate. So every weekend, I'm out looking at real estate. I now own over 4,000 apartments, produces about $50 million worth of income a year. It throws off to investors about $1 million, $1.2 million a month. I'm talking net of everything. And what I want to do in this video is I want to start helping other people do this, okay? Look, there's three basic reasons why people don't buy real estate. It's three reasons that kept me from doing it sooner, that made it more difficult for me to scale out and do it faster, okay? The three things are, and most people don't know this until they get involved in them, but most people think it's a money thing, like you don't have the money. But that's not really the biggest problem. The biggest problem is finding the deal, okay? Now this deal right here is gonna be a deal that's not listed. There's no broker on it, even though I buy deals through brokers and I don't have a problem with broker. I gotta come to these deals, okay? I gotta visit the deal. I gotta find the deal. I gotta locate them on geo maps and locations and look at neighborhoods and drive. This is Saturday. I got a wife and two kids. My two kids, I got a party to go with them today, so I got to find some time on my days off to come out and shop property. Now I'll look at 100 of these this month, literally 100 deals this month, because there's three markets you can buy in. I'm giving you a lot of data here, and you can find more information like this at my YouTube channel. So make sure you subscribe, and if you ask questions here, I'll do my best to answer it. You can also see the portfolio that we've bought at Cardone Acquisitions. But look, I'll look at 100 deals to buy 2 or 3. Okay, so it's like, how do you even make sense of deals? How do you even, make the time to find these deals? How do you get somebody on the phone? The single biggest problem with buying real estate is finding a deal and then getting the dude on the phone that could actually help you buy or not buy this thing, okay, to find out whether there's a seller on the deal. So 3 reasons people don't buy real estate. 3 reasons that are going to be a problem for you, okay? Number 1, finding the deals. To find deals, you have to be in the market every day, okay? This deal is going to be very, very expensive to buy. That doesn't bother me, okay? The more expensive, by the way, the more money you spend on a deal, particularly in the 3 markets. Market where they're giving stuff away, nobody wants to buy anything. A normal market where things are just going to the highest bidder. And the third market is when things are overpriced. Right now, things are overpriced. So you have to be very, very, very careful right now. That doesn't mean there's not good deals out here. And it doesn't mean I wouldn't buy this deal. Okay, this is a trophy property, trophy location. It's always sold for a higher price. And I would definitely be willing to overpay to get this deal, because I know as long as I can cash flow, as long as I don't over debt it, I'm looking at about 65% loan to value, which is the second problem. How do I get the money for these deals, okay? Now, you see, most people buy deals based on how much money they have down. That's incorrect. You do not want to do that. I did that in the past. It cost me so much money, cost me so much time, and I ended up being in deals that there was no upside on. Now, what do I mean by that? Okay, look, I want to help other people do this, okay? There's only I'm in the top, it's unbelievable to me, but I think I'm in the top 150 real estate owners in the United States of America. I'm just a single dude, man, okay? We own 4,000 apartments. I'll get to 10,000 here in the next 18 to 24 months. I want to help you. Me helping you doesn't hurt me, it just helps you, okay? And the more people I help, the more people I clarify to how to buy things, the steps to avoid, the mistakes not to make. The more I do that with you, the more likely I am to clear up what I need to do in my successful actions. So don't buy based on your budget. What do I mean by that? Let's say you have 200,000. The biggest deal you can buy is about 600 grand, okay? The problem with that is this. Remember, 67%, don't use about 65, 67% loan to value. 300 grand, you can get debt for 200 grand. Second biggest problem is finding the money, the down payment and the debt, okay? Look at the location behind me. Look at all that. Look, boats, condos, look at that, okay? So you need to know everything. What are the condos selling for? What's the rental space on the yacht selling for? Hey, what can I rent those for? Is there another $100? So let's say you find a deal for 300 grand. You need to put 100 grand down. Or you find a deal for you got 200,000 cash, and you can find a deal as big as 600,000. In this market, that's going to buy like 3 units. What's the problem with that? 3 units will not produce enough income to warrant you being there, which brings me to problem number 3, management. Once you find it and once you buy it, who is going to manage this thing? Okay, is it going to be you? I'll tell you right now, if you have to manage it, it's a death sentence, okay? It's not going to produce enough income because the deal's too small, you see? And it's going to take away from the thing that got you the down payment to put down in the deal, and that will be the last thing you want to do. You don't want to buy real estate and end up with one new job that takes away from your old good job, right? The people that get rich in real estate, man, it's passive. You want to create passive flows of income. I love this deal, Elena.
Oh, I do too.
Location sick.
I love it. This is a pearl.
And then you need a partner that'll go out and look with you.
Oh yeah, that's
okay.
fun.
So look, here's the 3 reasons. You got them? I'm giving it to you right now, throwing it down thick. And I'll keep throwing this down for you. And find deals. That means you need to be in the market every single weekend, period. I've been doing this 25 years. I've looked at thousands and thousands. I'm talking tens of thousands of apartments. We were in Houston. I looked at 5,000 apartments in 3 days. 18 different locations. Okay? You need to get on the phone with brokers. You need to get on the phone with insurance agents. You're going to have to be on the phone with banks and lenders. Now, if you're feeling exhausted and overwhelmed right now, guess what? That's what happens to everybody, and that's why so few people end up doing this deal. So when people tell you passive income, earn passive income, look, if you're doing the buying, the looking, the searching, the finding, the debting, the managing, this is not passive income. This is a lot of damn work. And that's why I created Cardone Acquisitions and creating funds to allow qualified, accredited investors, people that are doing business with me, friends, family, people that I know, people that know me, to come in and allow me and basically allow me to run deals, okay? Because I'm already running these deals. So you can get that information at cardoneacquisitions.com, cardoneacquisitions.com. There's a form there, okay? It's only for accredited investors. We've created a fund. The fund allows you to invest. You're completely passive, okay? We pick the deal, we buy the deal, we manage the deal, I get the debt on the deal. Typically, I close the deal before your money even comes in. And I started this with my mom, my mother-in-law, my sister, my twin brother, and we've opened this up so that you get exactly the same terms my twin brother would get. So, if we can help you, if I can help you in any way, remember the 3 things, okay? Number 1, what? Find the deal. You need to be looking every day. There's so many different places and sites. You need to know all the brokerage firms, the CBREs, the Cushman Wakefields, the HFFs, the ARAs, the independent guys in the marketplace that might control one deal or one-off deal. You need to find out who the owners are, okay? There's a piece of software, CoStar, it's $24,000 a year, that will let you know every owner of every apartment deal in America so that you can start getting on the phone. Then you need a call center to call them up and say, hey, would you be a seller? Okay, I know who owns this deal. They own a lot of stuff. Some of it they don't want to sell on the market. Some of it they want to sell off market because they don't want anybody knowing what they're doing. Some of these big companies can't even do that. They can't sell off market. They have to put it in front of their board. So I'm giving you a lot of complication right here, but I want you to know how to do this deal so you can avoid making the mistakes that I've seen so many people make. Every one of my real estate buddies back in 2010, every one of them washed out. Every one of them busted. You know why? Because they didn't pay attention to the rules of the game. Number one, okay, don't over leverage your deals. I didn't lose any property, okay? The properties continued to cash flow even in the worst recession since 1929. It paid the debt, okay? So remember what I told you today. Look for great locations. Be looking all the time, okay? Don't over debt your property. 65% loan to value. That means you need to put 35% down. Don't go with little deals because they're not going to take care of number three. Number three is what? Management. Who's going to manage this thing? Okay, who's going to answer the phone on the weekends? I'm not just talking about the headaches and the problems and the toilets and the tenants and the termites and the roof problems. But what about who's going to answer the phone on the first ring? Okay, who's going to be there on the weekends to make sure that one unit that you have gets rented immediately? Look at this property right here. See, I'm at another building now. Okay, see what I see? I've looked at so many properties. What do I see? I see the porches screened in, they're in good shape. The black rails I see, the paint's nice, the roof's nice, the location's sick. I'm gonna keep looking at this deal for the next 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 years until I can buy the deal, okay? I need to find the seller. I need to find this seller at this one property, if this would be the one I would get. I need to find the moment when they're like, Don, I'm done, dude. I wanna sell now, okay? I gotta sell. Real estate's very similar to the stock market in some ways. Very different and very similar. You gotta find a seller. Okay, I gotta find a guy that'll sell his stock today, otherwise there's no buy. In real estate, I gotta find the right time for that guy right there to sell that property so that I can make the right buy. Look, I hope this finds you well. If you wanna be part of our team, if you wanna invest with me, man, I wish I'd have had somebody to freaking get a head start on. I would have never bought that first single family unit that I ended up almost losing my freaking sanity over.
Oh.
Janet and Janine rented it from me. It was $700 a month, $690 a month I rented it for. My rent, my lease payment, or my debt payment was $425. I was making $200 a month until the two sisters turned into ignoramuses. Okay? And then all of a sudden I'm losing $200 a month. No, whatever the payment was, okay? And I did that for 4 months and I was going freaking nuts. And trying to make 200 cost me the first 2 companies I had. Basically, I'm running those 2 businesses and now I'm having to chase this stupid headache. So I would have never done that again. So think big with it. Find somebody that's doing the gig already. If you don't have the time, you have the money, you don't have the time. If you have the money and the knowledge, but you don't have the time. If you have the money and the time, but not the knowledge. If you have the money, the time, and the knowledge, but you can't find the deal, find somebody that's doing deals, that's in the marketplace. Last tip, avoid REITs and avoid people that are syndicating 100% of the money. And if I can help you in any way, let me know. If you don't know who I am, maybe you're just running into me for the first time, man, Google my name, Grant Cardone. You'll find out everything you need to know about me. Okay, 7 books, 13 business programs. I've worked for Allstate, State Farm, Ashley Furniture, Sprint, Toyota, Chrysler, Fortune 500, Fortune 100 companies. I've worked with the U.S. military. I've worked with charities, raised $100 million last year in charity. Just did a deal with Make-A-Wish Foundation. We raised $1 million this weekend, which was a record on a Saturday night. I want to help you, okay? That is my main mission in life, to help people. I want to help you. Let me know what I can do to help you, okay? And if you're interested in the fund, CardoneAcquisitions.com. Also, you can email Ryan at CardoneAcquisitions.com. If you got a question, post them in comments. I'll do my best to answer it, okay? God bless.